Hi, everybody. For those of you who were following me on my insomnia recovery journey 4 years ago, welcome back. I'm back. For those of you who just stumbled upon one of some of my videos recently, it's nice to see you. Glad you're here. I am here because I actually have, even after all this time, an update for you. So, um, I went back and forth a little bit about this as to whether I wanted to create a new video or take down my old videos, because I honestly feel that they might be kind of harmful at this point now that I have learned so much more about insomnia and the experience of insomnia and what exactly it is and how to leave the struggle. But I did decide to create a new video instead, because I felt the need to sort of explain things a little more, bring things full circle, help everybody who might be watching these understand better now that I understand better. So I really hope that this video is beneficial for you in some capacity. I had insomnia in 2019. Just recapping, 2019, it was my first experience with insomnia. It was really, really terrible. Really, really devastating, and just felt inescapable at the time. And I used sleep restriction techniques to help me leave that struggle. And I documented my process because I had been inspired by other people documenting their processes online, and it had inspired me, and I just wanted to sort of keep that flow going. And be transparent about what I was going through and inspire others to also use these techniques to recover. And at the time, they were the best techniques available. They were the best techniques out there. And I'm really grateful that I had them at my disposal because for a time, I was able to get back to my normal life and I was able to sleep normally. And I'm, again, grateful. However, I have come to the realization that CBTI techniques or any tools used to make myself sleep ultimately were always going to inevitably backfire on me in some shape or form, because sleep is not controllable, and any attempts to control sleep can potentially impact your ability to really see things clearly and can keep you in the insomnia loop. Last year, I had insomnia again, and I was really shocked that it was happening. And I didn't understand why. So I told myself I would just use sleep restriction again because it worked so well the first time, right? But deep down, I knew it was not going to work, and it did not work. Sleep restriction, the second time around, did not work for me. And there's reasons for that, and I will explain that. I think I have several points that I want to make. Number one, y'all, insomnia is not about sleep. I repeat, it sounds crazy, but it is not about sleep. Insomnia is about fear. Insomnia is about the fear of being awake at night. It's about the fear of feeling fatigued the next day. It is about the fear of not being able to control the uncontrollable. And mostly, it's about the fear of fear itself. When I had insomnia 4 years ago, I was not willing to accept this. I really believed that if I could just get a handle on things, if I could just get control of things, if I just stuck to the techniques and the behaviors and the plans that I had set for myself, then I would be able to fit sleep neatly in a box and be able to control it. And that's true for like any sleep efforts, any efforts to control sleep, medications, counting sheep, mind tricks, um, hygiene stuff that a lot of us are told to do, like, no screen time an hour before bed, any of that stuff that we're told to do in order to sleep better, right? If we do any of these things with the intention of trying to make ourselves sleep, especially for those who have insomnia, it's not going to work. And anybody who's had insomnia probably deep down really, really knows that. And so when insomnia came back last year for me, I knew a lot of this stuff already, but there were just some like pieces that were missing in my head, and I had to learn how to unlearn what I thought I knew, especially about sleep restriction. And it was a process for me to come to the realization that sleep is not something that I can control, and that all of my fears and anxieties that I had around my insomnia were things that I would just have to exist with for a while, right? Our brains learn how to be scared of things. Sometimes that fear is rational, and sometimes it's not. I realized eventually that my fear wasn't really based on much of anything. It was based on, like, I didn't want to feel bad. I didn't want to feel out of control. I didn't want to feel like a failure because I couldn't sleep. And there's also like unnerving things about being awake in the middle of the night when like you're not maybe used to that. And there's like all of the evolutionary stuff associated with that too. But ultimately, when I came to the realization that there was nothing for me to be afraid of, I was really able to start my recovery journey. And it was a long, difficult journey. It took maybe the better part of last year for me to really go through it. And it was hard because I was giving up on controlling sleep, number one, and doing my best to live my day-to-day life as normally as I could. Of course, I was really distraught and emotionally, uneven, and I had to be really gentle with myself as well. Like, I wasn't going to push myself to do a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do, but I was going into the office every day. I was going to my martial arts classes. I was spending time with friends, and I was just trying to do the best I could do day to day, live my life, learn that sleep is not that important. I'm so sorry for those of you who might be feeling gaslit by that statement, but it is a process of realizing where it all comes from and why, and understanding that sleep, like, yes, like I don't like when I don't sleep well because I am tired the next day. My brain doesn't feel like it's firing on all cylinders. I'm sluggish, but ultimately I can do everything that I normally do when I do sleep. I'm just a little more uncomfortable during the day. And eventually I know I'm gonna get back to sleeping well, because that's just how our brains work, right? Like, we experience some fear for a while, and then when we move through our lives, even when we're experiencing that fear, we learn subconsciously that we're actually safe. And this is how sort of unlearning insomnia truly, truly works. There is a whole community now that has helped me to recover from insomnia in this way. You may have heard of it, especially if you're following me for insomnia reasons. Daniel Erickson and the whole Sleep Coach School team and community has been really, really incredible. They provide incredible content and programs that help people through this sort of approach, this sort of like holistic approach to leaving the struggle of insomnia. And it helped me understand so much. And it gave me a community to lean on. And of people who are going through the same thing. That's the other thing. Like, you don't realize just how many people are experiencing what you're experiencing until you're brought together in a space and you realize how many people go through this and how normal it is and how possible it is to recover and recover for the rest of your life. I don't know for sure that I'm not gonna, have some rough nights and have some emotional reactions to them, but the prospect of that no longer scares me. Even if, in the future I might have a bad night and I get scared, like, it is what it is, right? I'm gonna get through the next day just fine. I'm gonna get through the week just fine. And the whole thing's going to end eventually, because that's how it works. It just took me to be open to the idea of letting the hard things be hard for a while. And eventually you just learn how to coexist with it, and you learn how to not fear insomnia anymore, or like anything that really can't hurt you, right? I'm not trying to be all soapboxy about it. I'm just sharing my experience, hoping to impart some wisdom for everybody. I hope it really helps. I am going to share some links in the description of this video to the Sleep Coach School. They have a really robust library of videos here on YouTube that are super, super helpful. And then also you can get personalized coaching through programs that they offer. And it really is a growing community, and so many people are understanding the benefits of this now. And it honestly, also, I just want to say, it has helped me with my anxiety challenges and my depression challenges that have existed outside of insomnia for me for a long time. And it has shown me a path forward in a way that I have never seen before. And I'm really starting to experience the benefits of rewiring my mind in a new way. Now that I've had to go through it, I had no choice to go through what I went through. And so it forced me to see things in a way that I hadn't before. And it is changing my life for the better. So if you do struggle with insomnia, I really hope you consider giving these resources a look. Thank you for listening, and have a peaceful day.